Okay, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition came out, and there's a lot more people coming back or starting to get into Neverwinter Nights a little more now. And I've had a lot of questions about creating and working with custom content, so I want to do some videos here. So just small layouts is creating and working with custom content for Neverwinter Nights, viewing and importing and exporting files in and out of hacks. NW hack will allow you to import files into a hack, save it. It'll allow you to export files out of a hack. NW Explorer will allow you to view them. But you get this one with Neverwinter Nights. It's in your utilities folder. So I've got a shortcut on my desktop to my Neverwinter Nights folder. And if we go down to the utility, you will find NW hack right there. So you can use that. Well, let's go ahead and open that up so you can see what it looks like. If we just open that up, this is all it is. If you want to open up a hack, go to open, and then you find a hack. I've got multiples since I do custom content for Neverwinter Nights. All kinds of darks and stuff that we're working on. But if I open it up, then you will see. Give it a second. Okay, now you'll see all the hacks, and it'll tell you what type it is, like a TGA, so that's going to be a text file, and MDL is going to be a model file, and for a model, 3D model. And this is going to be a walk mesh for that model. There's other ones in here, so let's sort by type. You can see there's 2DA, that's an edge 2DA, which is a file that deals with the edges of the tile. This is for a tile set. ITP file that deals with your listing of your hacks and stuff, but we'll go over that when I get more into the tile set part of it. But this is how you can view it. You can export it, click on it, go up to export, or you can export all. You can add, which means you can add just a file you want to add in it. You hit add, and then you just go look for it and add it. In the end, then when you're done, you just hit save, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all it pretty much does for you. Now, back to the list here, you'll see NW Explorer. Now, for NW Explorer, here's a web link, the web link for it. So, copy, and let's just put that in there. It'll take you to the vault, and then right here's NW Explorer, and you click on this and you download it. Now, if you have NW Explorer, what that'll allow you to do, I've got it right here on my computer already, is now you can go to the hack. So you can do open. You also can connect it to use the binary and connect it to where your Neverwinter Nights is at, and if so, then this will allow you to search through your Neverwinter Nights, all the different. See how you got Shadows Undertide, Hordes of Underdark, the 1.69 patch. And this is all of the standard tile sets. So, like 2DAs is found under here. If you want to change anything with 2DAs, there's quite a bit more that goes into all of it. But it'll let you, if you want to find a model. So here's models. Also. Let's see, yeah, so under here, no. Right here, see how it says TD, like TDC, TIC, the TTF. Basically, the first T stands for tile set, so all these are tile sets. Second T is terrain, and then the third letter is F, so it's forced. So this one's TTR, so it'd be terrain. I meant tile set terrain royal. So tile set interior city, and so on. But anyhow, textures. You can find all that in here. But the nice thing about it is, say you go to a model. We'll go to the forest one and go to models, and you click on it. What this will allow you to do is now look at the model in 3D. That's not a very good one. See? where NWHack don't allow you to do this and see it. So it's a nice plus to it. Also, what this will allow you to do is if you click on this right here, that now shows you the text version of this tile. So you can make changes to this tile here without even having a 3D program. But it goes into like look for bitmap, for example. If I want here right here, bitmap. So this is a texture right here that's calling for this model that's associated with. And there's multiple textures in here depending on the different things. Like this is one texture, and this leaves is a texture, bark's a texture, texture on the rock, so on. So this is pretty handy if you want to look stuff up and be able to view it. But this isn't needed. It's just convenient. You can actually just use everything for the NWHack. Alright, so closing that out. Next thing we go over here, changing and viewing files that's within a hack. So say for example, I already went on there, I've exported one of the 2DAs like I was showing you earlier, and they download them as files, a 2DA file, and you can just open it with Notepad. Notepad will allow you to open it, and then you can make changes to it, say 88 or whatever, put it back over. You make any changes to that you want, save it, and then I don't want to save that though, but save it, and then if I had NWHack open, how I showed you how you can add a file, you can go back and grab it, add it back in after you made your changes, and save it, and then you save that hack with the new file in it. So that's how you view, or how you can edit them. Some of the files that's in there. Now, paint programs. These are a couple that I like because they're open source, free, which I'm all for open source programs myself. I'm currently using Windows, and once I switch to Blender, I'm going to try to go full Linux. But for now, I'm still in Windows. Anyhow, this is Penta. It's a paint program, open source. It's got a pretty good UI on it. I like it. It's a little more closer to Paint or other things, so it's a little more, I don't know, user friendly in my opinion compared to GIMP. But GIMP is the other one that, if you looked on there, I had listed as the other paint program. Both. I have both, but I prefer using Penta more personally. So let's go ahead and go to the GIMP one. And either one of these are pretty good for messing with textures, and GIMP might be just a little bit more powerful, I believe, but all in all, they're both nice programs. Okay, so we covered viewing and opening and exporting and importing hacks, or files in and out of hacks. Viewing hacks and changing them and editing them in Notepad. Your textures are usually going to be TGAs or DDSs, and you can, with the viewer, that's what I like about, that's another benefit to the Explorer viewer, is the fact that, let's say I have a we'll just go here, look for textures, TGA. Okay, if for example this was not a TGA texture, and the viewer will also show you the textures, which is nice, so you can view. You could right click and export as a TGA if it's a DDS, and then you'll be able to use it. Then you can load it into GIMP or Penta. Now I know GIMP has an add-on to allow you to open TGAs for it, but I think Penta opens TGAs right out of the gate, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, I use them on both. Moving on now, we've got so that'll deal with your textures and whatnot, artwork. Now you've got free 3D modeling programs, Blender and Gmax. Blender has an add-on called Never Blender, which basically Blender is a very powerful 3D program, modeling program, but it does so much more than that. It can do some sculpting, it can do texturing, it can do animations, movies. But it's open source, 100% free. Great program. I'm just now starting to learn it, so it's going to be a little bit before I make the switch. And then Never Blender is an add-on for Blender, because Neverwinter Nights is an older game. So Never Blender allows you to it's got some tutorials in here, and it'll walk you through different things that you want to do and help you to learn Blender for one, and also work with models from Neverwinter Nights, because Neverwinter Nights is an older game and Blender is a more cutting edge type program, so it needed some add-ons to deal with some of the really old files for Neverwinter Nights. But nice site here for helping you with the Never Blender, and then the main page back there was at just a minute ago will also give you the link to go download. So if you have Blender 2.7, you want to download this one. If you have 2.6, download this one. Okay, so that covers the Blender. Now, I'm currently using Gmax myself, and it's a pretty good program. It's free. It's like a watered down 3ds Max. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles or options. Here's where you go to download it, but it's what I started off on learning, and now I'm trying to make my move to Blender. So, but this cannot be used on Linux. Blender can be used on Linux, Mac, and Apple, or Linux, Mac, and Windows. Gmax is just Windows only. So let's see what, and then there's some add-ons for it as well for Gmax, which is NWMax and Vels tools, and I have the links right there for those. They're both on the Vault, so if you go on the Neverwinter Vault, you can pick those up. Now you have 3D modeling tools, which is Clean Tools. This one is let's see, it's for like it gives you shortcuts to working with models, that you don't have to actually put certain things. If you needed to raise a tile, or need to change the walk mesh on a tile, or do certain things like that, or just clean up any once you get done exporting it from your 3D modeling program, it might have some issues with it and it won't work. I mean, it might be buggy to work with Neverwinter Nights occasionally. We run it through this. It'll help clean the model up and run smoother with Neverwinter Nights. But it does everything from like raising tiles to changing the walk mesh material, so much more. You can just sit there and read through it and fiddle with it, but that's what Clean Tools is. It's just working with models and transferring to Neverwinter Nights. And then we have custom tile set tutorial. This is something I put together. I didn't do the actual all the work, but I put it together. Basically, I wanted to learn how to make tile sets. I took the time to go around finding all the information I could find everywhere to put this together. And it has tons of information. You just can go through all of it for Neverwinter Nights tile sets. But anyhow, that is an introduction to creating and working with custom content for Neverwinter Nights. and I'll go into more depth with each one of these with other videos, but that gives you an idea of what you'd be working with depending on what you're wanting to do. Alright, hope you guys like this video. Talk to you later.